so we can start. Okay, so guys, welcome to day two of our boot camp. Day one was very amazing, and we're talking about everything relating to social media management. We spoke about social media actually matters, you know, to brands and personal branding. We talked about the tools needed, and today we're going to be talking about personal branding, brand identity, keyword research, and we're going to be having a practical aspect using Canva to create carousel posts involving hook, value point, and CTA, which is call to action. And we're also going to talk about the basics of brand identity. We're going to talk about the roadmap to becoming a social media manager for those that actually want to start a career. So, firstly, let's start with what we have on branding. Now, this is a lot of topic everyone wants to actually know about. How do I own my personal brand? How do I start with my personal brand? And today we're going to be talking about the basics of personal branding and your brand identity. Firstly, personal branding. Personal branding is how you intentionally present yourself online so people understand who you are, what you do, and what you stand for. So, literally saying personal branding is that perspective you give people to actually see you as. That is your personal brand. What do people know you for? When people see what you do, what are you known for? When people see what you say, what are you known for? Even through things you don't actually say, it's still your personal brand. Now, simply your personal brand is what people think of you when they see your name online. It could not even be online, it could be in your place of work, it could be, wherever you are, that's your personal brand. What that perception you give people about you. Now, personal brand could be through your content, your value, your skills, your communication, and even your online presence. Are we together? Yes, so personal brand can come in different form, and everyone actually has a personal brand, whether intentionally or not. You may not know, but you actually have a personal brand. And if you don't define your personal brand for others, people will define your personal brand for you. Now, personal brand is not about faking it, coming up with something or being loud online. It's about clarity, it's about consistent, and personal brand is it involves credibility. So you have to be who you are. You have to be what you are. It could be through something you learned, it could be through your talent, it could be through your characteristics, or the service you actually offer, or the job you actually do. Now, what does personal brand actually help us to? It helps people to trust us faster. It makes opportunity to get to you faster, and you stand out among crowd. Yes, around a group of random people, and when you have something specific you actually do, you actually stand out among crowd, and you also control the narrative you give online. That's what personal branding actually help do. Not just doing random things, but actually having specific things that when people see, hear, they know that okay, this is this person, this is this person. So let's give example of some brands that actually have identity. You can see something like MTN. When you see the color yellow, or when you hear everywhere you go, everybody knows that's MTN. If you don't even need to like be there, once you hear everywhere you go, you know that is MTN. When you see the color green with I think a motto, you know that's InDrive. Different brand with different identity, with different branding. You could also see maybe someone that is actually a designer. He talks about designing tips. He shares design online. Obviously, what will you position him as? You will say he's a designer. He could be a graphic designer, a UI UX designer, depending on what he actually shows you, and you use that to define the person. So personal branding is simply telling your story the right way to the right people and consistently. Personal branding is a consistent thing. It is your digital reputation. Yes. So whether you like it or not, like I said, you already have a personal brand. It could be through your posts, your captions, your profile picture, what you talk about, and even what you don't actually talk about. I already spoke about why personal branding actually matters. I said it helps you stand out online. It builds trust faster, attracts opportunity, maybe clients, jobs, collaboration, followers, engagement, interaction, and it even helps you grow as a beginner. It's very good as a beginner if you have a personal brand early. Very good, and it makes you grow early as a beginner. And in today's world that we are, people don't actually just buy like that. Not just even for businesses, they buy from what you actually show them, for that brand you actually stand for. So are we together? So let's move on to simple steps to actually start your personal brand. I want to know if we're together. Just react so I'll know if we are together. Okay, you can do well by informing others that we have actually started. So let's move on. Why do your personal brand actually matter? Number one, decide what you'll be known for. Your personal brand actually define what you want to be known for. Now, what do I enjoy learning or talking about? What skill am I building? It could be social media, tech, fashion, faith, lifestyle, business. You don't actually need to know everything. You can just pick a direction and decide what you actually want to be known for. Number two, define your message. Yes, if you don't define your message, other people are going to define your message for you. Now, what could be your message? Example, we could be like, I help beginners understand social media. That means you teach beginners how social media strategy work, how they can position themselves online. That's the message you're actually trying to pass. Or it could be like, I'm learning tech and I'm sharing my journey. Yes, maybe something in tech. Let's talk about something like, okay, I'm learning front end development and I'm sharing my journey. I am mastering this and I'm sharing my journey. You have to define your message, else others will define your message for you. And this message actually guides what you actually post. Now we talk about align your profile. Very important. Align your profile. It could be through a profile picture, it could be through your logo, it could be through your bio. Your bio should include who you are, what you do, and who you help. It could even be through your username, easy way to recognize you. That's why bio optimization is very, very, very important. We're going to talk about that in some minutes. We're going to talk about search engine optimization and keywords in your bios and in your profiles. Now, sharing simple content, very important. You don't need to overthink, just share what you're learning. You could share something you discovered, you should share your journey, you could give simple advice on what you have actually learned. That is another way to build your personal brand. Then staying consistent, very, very important. If you want to maintain a personal brand, you need to stay consistent. It could be through repetition, it could be through clarity. You have to be patient because personal brand does not happen in one day. It happens through consistency. It happens like that. That's how you actually can define your personal brand. Like I said, decide what you want to be known for, define your message, and align your profile using search engine optimization and keywords. Then start sharing simple content. It could be through graphics, it could be through videos, it could be through write-ups, it could be through what you have actually done and you want to show us, and tell us the story behind it. And in staying consistent, that's how you build your personal brand. So we are moving on to basics of brand identity. Basics of brand identity. Are we together? Yeah, so let's move on to the basics of brand identity. Now, brand identity is how a brand looks, sounds, and feels across all platforms. It includes the visual elements and communication style that makes a brand recognizable, consistent, and memorable. A strong brand identity helps people instantly recognize a brand, understand what the brand stands for, trust the brand over time. Like I gave example before, MTN, Bolt, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, InDrive, different brands that we all know. Now, brand identity actually ensures consistency in how a brand represents itself. So your brand identity is your personality, the personality of your brand. It's not just about the logo. It could be through your visual identity, your pictures, your colors, the colors you actually use, your font, your typography, yes, your font, your style of communicating, your tone of communicating. Those are your brand identity. It helps people recognize your brand. I could be far away now and I just hear someone, most of us watch AIT when we were much younger. If I just hear that sound, I know that is AIT speaking. That's AIT. So brand identity makes your brand recognizable. And I said it is the personality of your brand. It's not just a logo. Your brand identity, it shows what your brand looks like. It shows us how it speaks and it gives us that kind of feeling. It gives us the feeling of the brand. And it could be through visuals. I said it's tone of the message being communicated, the kind of message, and the consistency of your message. Now, why does brand identity actually matter? It makes your brand memorable, it builds trust and recognition, it helps you stand out from competitors, attracts the right audience, very important, and creates emotional connection. So brand identity is very important for everyone building their personal brand or their business brand. So if there's any question, you can actually write it in the comment section or we go back to the WhatsApp platform and we answer every one of them. So let's move on to keyword research. Now, what is keyword research? Keyword research is the process of finding the exact word and phrase people type into search engines or social media when looking for information, services, or brands. Yes, It helps brand understand what people are searching for, how they search, and how to position their content to be found easily. Now, keyword research is not like it's not just for tech people alone. Every time you search on Google, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, you're actually using a keyword. You're actually using a keyword because you're not the only one searching for that same thing. So if you want to actually know what people are searching for, you have to use keywords. You can I spoke about this yesterday when I talked about tools involved in social media management. I said using Google search, very important tools to actually find keywords. Now, let's talk about example of how you can actually use keyword. Now, I gave one, and if you can see my screen, it says I sell clothes. Now, that's not actually involving any keywords. Clothes could be anything. It could be human clothes, children clothes. It could be fitness clothes. It could be undies. It could be different kind of clothes. But instead of saying that, you say affordable women's fashion in Lagos. What I try to say, there are four keywords there. Number one, affordable. Clothes are actually very affordable. Number two, women. What are you trying to say? Your clothes are meant for women. Yes. Number three, fashion. Yes, fashion is also a keyword, but it's also more like a generic keyword because fashion involves a lot of things. Then Lagos is a specific keyword. Why? It shows location. It tells us your location. Okay, I am based in Lagos. So these are kind of keywords you actually do. Just imagine someone searching women clothes store in Lagos. Your brand has a tendency of popping up online because of the keywords you have actually imputed in your write-up. Then we see another example like digital creator. You can't just put digital creator. Why? Digital creator could be anyone. It could be anyone with a different niche. A digital creator could be a designer, could be a fashion stylist, could be this, could be that. So digital creator is a very generic niche. So instead of saying that, you be specific. Social media manager for small businesses. Now they are actually, let's say, three keywords there. Yes. Number one, why? Social media is a keyword there, though it's very, very broad. Social media is very broad, but it's also a keyword. The social media manager is also a keyword. Then for small businesses, you're trying to tell us who you actually offer this service to. You offer the service to small businesses. So those are actually three keywords in that statement, which can make your post rank higher. Now let's give another example. Just like some people posting normal things, someone could be like John. John. Why would you just put John on your profile? I mean, what did John actually do? Now I'm talking about usernames now. You just put John. You could put John, social media manager. So if someone is actually looking for a social media manager, your username or your account actually has a tendency of ranking higher and them finding you easily. So that is why keywords are very important in our bios, in our profiles, in our captions, in our posts, our contents, our username, everything related to our profile and bios. So let's look at why keyword research actually matters. Now, the keyword, okay, let's talk. Okay, I already spoke about this. Your bio should contain caption, should contain keyword. Your user and name field should contain keyword. And I gave example of John, using the username of John. John what? Anybody could be John. There are many John, but you give us specifically John, social media manager. So we know that, okay, the service you actually offer is social media management. Who you are a social media manager. That's the service you actually so help people find your and makes you more reach. The same thing makes you reach more people, improves your visibility, especially when people want that service you offer, want to look for people like you, they can easily find you. Makes your bio, post, and content more searchable. They are all relatable, makes it more searchable, makes it connect you to the right audience. Yes, obviously, it's people that are interested in those things they search for. People actually search for what they are interested in. Yes. So you meeting your right audience can be through the key you actually use. So let's look at bio optimization using search engine optimization and keywords. Now, bio optimization is the process of improving your social media bio using the right keyword so people can find you easily, understand, and trust your brand. Now, a well optimized bio should clearly state what you do, use searchable keywords. Like I said, keywords very important. Tell people who you help and encourage action. That's CTA, call to action. You have to always call people to action. Don't wait for them to take the action themselves. and it's very important. Let's look at example now. Someone saying, "I love fashion, God first, dreamer." I'm sure most of us see profiles like this, especially on Facebook. It's very wrong, especially if you are trying to meet a specific kind of audience or trying to sell a service. No. Okay, let's optimize something like that now. Someone saying, "I love fashion, God first, dreamer." You could use something like fashion content creator, helping women dress confidently, outfit inspo and styling tip, DM for collaboration. Now, first of all, we stated who you are. You are a fashion content creator. What do? You help women feel confident. What do you post? You post output info and styling tips. And what's your call to action? DM for collaboration. Now that's mostly like speaking to brands or maybe other content creators that want to collaborate with you. So now let's look at step by step bio optimization structure. First of all, you define who you are and what you do. You can see the image that's showing right there on my screen. That is an example of a profile which is actually optimized. Are we together? Okay, that's an example of a profile which is actually optimized. Who are you? Now you have to use a clear keywords. Who are you? Social media manager. If you could see how she put her name, Abike, social media manager. That's who she actually is. Social media manager and strategist. Now, who you help, the value you offer, what problem do you solve? You could put something like helping small businesses grow online. Helping small businesses go online. What are you trying to say? You help small businesses to grow, to reach a higher level of to get their social media strategy or meet their targeted audience. Then proof and content promises. You have to give us what we are, should actually expect from you. You could put something like, okay, tips, content, growth. Tips mean you could share ideas on how to do things. Content, different content. Growth, document your journey. Tell us your behind the scene, what you did, what you achieved on your in your career aspect. Just share things. Then a call to action. I told you about this. I told you about the call to action. You could say DM for inquiries, send this to blah blah blah, something like that. Very, very important. So these are the steps to actually optimize your bio, step by step. If you actually want to go further in this, we have something that we can actually give you for you to learn more on how to optimize your bio. You can just comment further explanation in the comment section and I'll reach out to you on how to actually optimize your social media bios and profile. Okay, so now, yeah, like I was saying, add name, brand name, use your niche. Like, see what she said. Social media management, that's the service she actually offers. Personal and business branding, that's what she does for businesses. She helps you, brand your personal identity. She help you brand your business identity. Then you can actually add a location if you are targeting a particular location. It could be London, Nigeria, something like that. Yes, you could add your location and stuff like that. Now let's move on to Canva practical carousel post. Though I told you we are going to run a practical using Canva. Now, Canva is a very beginner friendly tool for design, especially for your social media content. So I advise everyone to know how to use it, at least to edit a template, to post multiple slides. Now, this is today we are actually dealing with carousels. What are carousel posts? Carousel post is a post with multiple slides that tells a short story. And every good carousel post comes with three of the following: a hook to stop attention, a value to educate or inform, and a CTA. What is a CTA? To tell the audience what to do. And today practical is not just to it's just to understand the structure and not to actually master the design. So if you are together, we are going to be actually running a practical Canva using a carousel post, to show you a hook, value point, and a CTA, call to action. So just follow up now. I'm going to go to my Canva page and show you how we can actually run this. Okay, there was supposed to be an image reflecting. Okay, yes, value point. The hook image is there to reflect. If you can see my post, just put thumbs up. Okay. Now this is a value point. I mentioned the value points here. Posting without a strategy. I already gave them the hook, which is not reflecting, but we are going to do something now. So let's quickly run to Canva. Okay, so let's run. Let's just look for a template. We could say something like Carousel post on digital marketing. Let's search for something, how they can give us something. Okay, let's use this. They will customize this template. Okay, we're only dealing with three slides. Three slides. Let's delete two of them. So firstly, I told you the hook comes first. Now you could actually put your logo here if you're actually maintaining a specific brand identity. Okay, let's look for a logo that we can use to maintain our, let's use red and white as our brand identity. Remove background. Okay. We can still keep this as white. Let's leave that as red. Now let's come up with a hook that we can use for this. Why your online brand isn't growing? Let's do something like that. Let's use why for here. Why your online brand isn't growing. Let's put in 2025. Let's reduce the font so that I can, let's see if we can enter. Okay, let's reduce this a little bit more. Okay, yeah, I want something like this. Let's make this 2025 stay inside here. So let's change this to red so you can actually match our logo. Now this is what we call using, this is our examples of brand identity. I talked about our colors, visual, I spoke about visual identity. Could be through your colors, your logo, your profile picture, your fonts, you know. Let's delete this. Let's put our username here. You could put something like at Temi Techverse, which is my username. Now this is actually a nice hook why your online brand isn't going. Now let's give them something to actually tell them that okay, there's a next post they can actually scroll. You go to your template, you could put something like arrow. Let's use this. This is something else. Okay, let's use this. We actually have to make this smaller. Oh, is this making sense? Let's use this one. Let's change to this one. You have to turn this around and let's get rid of this. Now this arrow is actually giving us a CTA. It's also a call to action, trying to tell you that there's actually another page you can turn to and see the solution to why your online brand isn't growing in 2025. Now these are our value points. Now this is our value point. First of all, let's fix in our logo. Let's go back, let's get our logo. You can put duplicates and you bring it down here. Let's scroll down. Okay, let's change this to white. Yeah, we're using white. This is going to be black because we used black earlier. Let's get the color for this. Okay. F E. Okay, so this is our hook. Let's put something like Your post but not strategy, no clarity. Let's take that off. Remember what we did here? We actually added my username, Demi Tech Verse. Let's make this color red. Oh, let's check our positioning. Okay, so our logo is showing now. But why is our paper not the same? Okay, they actually placed a picture there. Okay, we could still use it like this. Okay, like this. Let's just keep this like this. Let's turn this black. This to 20. Then let's get rid of this. Okay. Now this is a simple carousel post. Now I've given them a value point. Let's quick action. Um something like this. Okay. So you're showing how to start the purpose. This is red. This let's change this to red. Notice we are maintaining our brand color. We are maintaining our font. We didn't change our font. We are maintaining our font. We're maintaining the same design but different structures. If you understand what I'm trying to say. So let's get our logo back. So carousel posts are very easy to make, and you know, position is right. Let's put my username at Tame Tech Vest, and we're using a font size of 20. I think we should take it to 25. Yeah, more. Let's take this out. Don't need that. 25. Good to go. 25. This is a good to go. Okay, if you can present it and show it out. Now, this is a very good example of what we call the hook, value point, and call to action using Canva. Very simple step. Get your template, get your hook, get your value point, get your call to action. What's our hook here? Why your online brand isn't growing in 2025? A lot of people are interested in why is my business not growing? Why is my brand not growing? Obviously, they want to check it out. Okay, what is that thing that is actually stopping? We gave them a call to action, which is an arrow saying, okay, there are other things we want to tell you. Go and check it out though. Let's take this out. In our value point strategy. What I try to tell them, you are actually posting, but you don't use strategy. And no clarity will not lead. When there's no clarity in your post, it can't lead to results. That's what you're trying to tell them. That's the value point, the solution to their problem. The problem could actually be your hook, but the could be your value point. Then call to action can be you telling them, okay, this is this. How can I get that service? Or how can I keep getting this tip? You can say, follow us for more digital marketing insights. You could say, DM this and I will send you the guide. That and I will send you the guide. Follow us. These are all call to actions, call to actions that you could actually write. So I don't know if you understand. These are our hook, our value points, and our call to action. Now, this is a very simple carousel post using Canva. You can just use your graphics, even your logo. You could create your logo, edit it from scratch. So Canva is a very good go. Like I said, social media manager to create graphic posts, even website. Now you can create websites using Canva, and so many other things, even email marketing, you could do them using Canva now. So we are done with our Canva practical. I hope we're able to follow up on how we can actually do that. Yeah. Um so we are moving on now. So we actually understood hook to stop attention, value to educate or inform, to tell the to do next. That is CTA, call to action. Now, a social media manager. Now, what are the roadmaps to being a social media manager, especially for those that want to actually pursue that career and to want to be a manager? Number one, we say learn the basics. Yes, you need to learn the basics. You need to know what social digital marketing is. Like I said yesterday, digital marketing is the father of all social media career. That is digital marketing. Then number two, choose a niche. Even when you're learning the basic, you need to know how social media works. You know those basic skills, you need to know them. Different content type and learn. You need to have those basic skills, those basic knowledge. Like I said, as a social media manager, you don't need all those skills, but you need to have basic knowledge of at least each of them, and you have to gain professionalism in some of them. Now you have to choose a niche. As a social media manager, you need to know your niche. You cannot manage every social media account. You can't manage social media account for every brand, every personal brand or business brand. You need to know your niche. Are you working with people dealing with tech? Are you working with people with so kind of business, kind of business? Are you working with people in the educational sector? Are you working with people in the fashion sector? You need to know your niche. Yes. Then number three, you have to practice on yourself first. Yes, manage your own social media account. This thing can even lead to experience. You need to update your portfolio. Okay, this is what I did to actually make my account reach this particular point. This is what I did to get this certain amount of audience. This is what I did to get this kind of engagement. You could start building strategy self from your own social media accounts. Track growth and know what works for you, what does not work for you, and how you can even improve for others. Create content, build consistency, try strategy, and track growth. Then we also have volunteer, small businesses, to your friends, church, school. Just tell them, okay, I'm learning social media management for now, and I really want to try out these skills I've learned in your brand. And from there, you can use it to learn or apply for internship. Companies open either paid or unpaid ones. Apply for internship and start practicing what you learn. The fastest way to actually know what you're learning is to practice, is to teach it, practice it, teach it. Then number six, build a portfolio. Always document your process, your before results and after results, content sample, testimonials, what worked for you, what didn't work for you, the strategies you used to get this, the result you did, your performance. Always document them down because you need them to get jobs. People want to see what you have actually done. People love, they love hiring people to offer them services when they already have experience. So always document your portfolio, update your portfolio. Then number seven, start offering your services. Yes. After that, you can start offering your service to social media platforms. Search for business brands. Pitch to them. You don't have to wait every time for them to reach out to you. Pitch to them. Okay, this is what I can do. This is how I will do it. Okay, let me even do this month for free. Some people may take that for granted, but you can still offer that. Freelancing side like Fiverr, freelance, Upwork. We have LinkedIn. Update it. offer services, give us your rate card. Then referrals, yeah, when people see what you actually do, they can actually refer you to others. Then DM and cold outreach, like I said, pitch yourself to other people. And keep updating your knowledge. Like I said yesterday, I said social media management is a non-stop knowledge. Most careers, every career is a non-stop knowledge. You need to keep updating yourself, follow trends, take courses, stay updated. There are always new things happening, especially social media, very fast to evolve. So you have to keep up. You have to keep up, stay updated, keep up. So that is all we are looking at today. We have already touched everything we're looking at today. We spoke about personal branding. We spoke about how personal branding can help you stand online, build trust faster, attract opportunity, and even grow as a beginner. Then simple step to start your personal branding. We say decide what you want to be known for, define your message, align your profile. That's why I said brand optimization, bio and profile optimization matters. Start sharing simple content, stay consistent. We talked about the basics of brand identity, how you want your brand to look, sound, and feel across all platforms. It could be through your visual identity, your tone, your font, your colors, your logo, your profile picture. All these things defines your identity. We talked about keywords, keywords, using the exact words and phrase people actually search for to make your content, your captions, your profile to rank higher in search engines and social media platforms. We gave examples, we talked about it, and we talked about why it actually matters. We spoke about bio optimization using search engine optimization and keywords. I gave you example on you have to define who you are, what you do, what you help, and the value you actually offer. You have to give us proof, content promise, and a call to action. We spoke about call to action. Yeah, like the pictures you can see now, you can use this as example on how to optimize your own profile and your bio. Then we also did a practical on carousel post using Canva. We said carousel post is a post with multiple slides that tells a short story, and it should include a hook, a value point, and a CTA, which is a call to action. And this is an example of an hook. Three digital marketing mistake killing your online growth. That is a very good hook. Now, what are those three digital marketing mistakes killing my online growth? The value point, that's where you mentioned it, posting without strategy. Posting without strategy. See the CTA, if there's an arrow there trying to tell me that there is another page. Then we have a CTA, which is the last part of every carousel post, which is actually telling your audience, okay, want part two, comment growth, save this for later. Or you could send them an e-course to buy, or you could tell them to follow you for more tips, stuff like that. We did an example. If you can catch up in the video, if you backward. Then we talked about roadmap to being a social media manager. I said learn the basics, the skills, how it works, learn the skills, learn the basics. Choose a niche. You can't work for every brand. You can't work for every brand. Choose a niche. Practice on yourself first. Manage your own social media account. Turn it to a project. Practice on yourself first. Volunteer to brands, to your friend brands, your small business brands around you, your church, your schools, and even volunteer to be an intern. Apply for internship in companies. Some companies open opportunities for you to be interns. It could be paid offer, unpaid offer. Apply and use to build a portfolio. I said about building your portfolio. Always document whatever you are doing, results you get, your strategy, how you did this, how you did that. How client really wants things like that. They want to see your experience, they want to see what you can do. So always update your portfolio. Then start offering your service, yes, on freelance platform, social media platform, referrals, DM and cold outreach. You could pitch to your client, pitch to brand, tell them this is what I can do for you, this is the service I can do for you. Tell them. And keep updating your knowledge. Like I say, it's a day-to-day learning. You have to follow trends, keep taking courses, stay updated. Always. That's how you can be a social media manager. And my name is Temi Tokwe Mayowa, and yes, that is me, 200 level student of computer science, and I am currently mastering brand strategies and social media marketing. Yes, and I also have side skills in web design, UI design, and also basic graphic design. I also have basic editing skills. So I want to appreciate everyone for staying till the end of this bootcamp. I really appreciate you. Please do well to actually apply whatever you have been taught. Do well to actually apply to start building your own personal brand. So this will be the end. Much. I really appreciate everybody. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll be answering questions on our WhatsApp platform or in the group. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you.